It has been too long. I had feared I was the last of us, but something is missing from my design. Something I did not account for. My brother, will you join my holy work and lend your chime to the cause? My sister, will you join my holy work and lend your chime to the cause? My cousin, will you join my holy work and lend your chime to the cause? There's nothing to fear. They are frightened. But you are steadfast. You... My God, before I leave you, I would ask you to tell me something. Be welcome, brother. Be welcome, sister. Be welcome, cousin. My lord Aethys has not returned. My brother, can it be? My sister, can it be? My friend, can it be? Come, stand in the light. Let me look at you. Hurry now, brother. Hurry now, sister. Hurry now, cousin. Do it now. While my nerves hold. Hold still now. You are about to be part of something incredible. I knew you weren't serious. Not now, please. Don't touch the generators. Stop. You'll damage my statue. No! No! God, what have you done? You've ruined it! Oh, the very sight of you is a balm for the soul. I am the Oracle Sargamis, servant of the once shining god, he whose light has lately dimmed. What brings you to this sacred space? Then Sargamis spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. I am that same Sargamis. Though it has been some time since a man has knelt before me and begged absolution, as Hamka did. The people do not hold to the gods any longer, and they do not hold to their servants. We live in a time of disbelief. The gods are absent, and have recalled their gifts from the world. Avarice reigns. Acquisition is the faith to which all men bow. But perhaps there is hope. You have read the book of verses, and we are here together, if only briefly. In this moment, we are not entirely alone. I imagine one cannot help but wonder, did he elevate you for your skills and knowledge, your strengths, your accomplishments, or for what you are? You and I are instruments of a divine will. In choosing you to be his envoy, your emperor ennobles his purpose and tarnishes yours. An expedition? I'm afraid I don't understand. I am familiar with the concept, tomb raiding and the like. What troubles me is why they would come here. These ruins are not so different from the many others on this island, except that they are a good deal more treacherous. And this representation of Aethys we stand before, it is the work of my own hands. They could not hope to move it. People like you and I once sought this place in moments of spiritual turmoil, when the world and our souls could not find rest. We stand in the temple of Aethys. Perhaps our meeting now is the work of immortal hands. I pray that it is so. But I have seen not one of us these last 3 years, and it is rare indeed that pilgrims come to pray. Moments of war, famine, massacres, when those such as us are called upon to speak the gods' wills and to lead. God-like. Such a meager word for us, who are the gods' eyes and ears and hearts. We are the phenomena through which the gods experience the world. We are as like the gods as a finger is like a man. You and I and our raptured brethren, we are the gods themselves. It had been once, when we were legion, but no longer. Consider a child of Rimagond. Yoked to the Oryx's will, they are born already in decay. They are divine lepers, revered and reviled both. Our kind came here to find fellowship and understanding, in a world determined to bend us to its purposes. Go in peace. I will be here if you return. I am glad to see you again. To what do I owe the pleasure of your return, brother? To what do I owe the pleasure of your return, sister? To what do I owe the pleasure of your return, cousin? Be welcome, for you have found it. Their burdens are immeasurable, but they have been touched by the divine, so their gifts are as well. Only those like us can truly understand that balance, its agonies and its ecstasies. Ah, but perhaps you speak of the atrocity my lord perpetrated upon the people of the Deadfire, when he used their souls to power that fateful journey to Ukaizo. Or perhaps you speak of the Saints' War, which my lord and his agent Widwen instigated against the people of the Deerwood, and which resulted in the deaths of thousands. Mayhap you yet concern yourself with the actions of his pilgrims, who brutalized the Orlans of Rhaed Saris when they established a colony in his name. Yes, my lord's legacy is a troubled one, and he has much for which to answer. But he is gone, and so long as he is gone, he cannot be redeemed. I pray daily for his return. You speak of the breaking of the wheel, when my lord determined it was his sole right and purpose to forge for all kith a new covenant with the gods. Indeed, it has been my obsession these last few years, hewn by my own hands from stone in Ardra, and no small degree of melancholy. I suspect it will be my last great labor before this body is returned to the earth, and I am returned to my God. If I am, it is from an affliction that death will not cure. But no, brother, I am only very old. But no, sister, I am only very old. But no, cousin, I am only very old. My light is waning. As Aethys's essence leaves the world, I am leaving with him. His essence has kept me alive for centuries, and soon we will enter the longest night. And not a library, a clinic, something that might bring a greater good into this benighted world. I leave such projects to the children of Helia, Margarin, even Wal in their way. No, a statue is what my lord deserves. A graven image for a remorseless god, cold as winter light, distant as the tallest peaks of the White March, fit only for he who stares at history and does not blink. You have been gone some time. I am as you are, though I do not care for the word. Aethys the Dawn-Treader is my lord and patron. Even before the vanishing of our kind, it had been some years since a child of Galawain came to speak with me, and I have never seen a member of the Lord of the Hunt's coterie whose visage resembles yours. If you will forgive me saying so, I am surprised to meet you here. Curious. Very curious. You see, I was raised in the Seathwood of Adir, where the children of Galawain were plentiful. Of course, I should not have assumed. I have had the great privilege to speak with thousands of our kind during my long life, and you do not resemble a single one of them. Are you quite certain of that? But if not Galawain, I cannot imagine who else among the Pantheon might have blessed you. I'm afraid not. I do not feel the sympathetic resonance in our chimes. Do you know what their purpose is here? The splinter of Aethys. It's a reasonable question, I'll grant you. You must understand, this place has seen so few visitors for so long that I often retreat into my private quarters. To read, you understand, or pray, or sleep. Age has made me slow. I tire easily. I sleep now more hours than I wake. They could have already come and gone, and I would be none the wiser. In any case, you haven't told me what it was they searched for. Or do you not know? That is a shame. Without knowing more, I'm afraid I cannot help you. I suppose it was too much to hope they were here to examine these exquisite ruins. The splinter of Aethys is a sliver of shin bone from my lord's Titan body. It was carved from his skeleton many centuries ago. Yet long after the gods left this mortal world to claim their dominion in the beyond, the splinter is infused with the very essence of my lord's power. To illuminate without fire, to heal without injury, and to speak without voice. Truly, it is their loss. It rests in a shrine deep within this temple complex, beyond the reach of looters, visitors, or indeed myself. The path to the relic has fallen to ruin. Some sections are flooded, and others are infested with all manner of creatures, although perhaps you might assist me with that. You see, this construction beside us is no mere statue, but a reliquary I have built to house the splinter of Aethys in its appropriate grandeur. It is nearly complete, and ready for the splinter to be interred. But I can no longer reach the relic on my own. Return it to me, and who knows, perhaps you will meet your expedition along the way. Take all the time you need. I am most grateful. May light illuminate your path, brother. May light illuminate your path, sister. May light illuminate your path, cousin. Do you carry the splinter of Aethys? You don't care. I understand. I have inhabited this role for centuries, and I suppose my sermons have become as dry as my ancient elbows. Is that so? My relationship with my Lord has oftentimes been the one succor through difficult seasons of my life. Well, if you never know the love of your patron god, I hope you find something better. It was good of them to do that for you. May I ask, as a god's child, did your earthly parents love you? As I near the end of my life, my attention turns to my earliest days, to my family, my Lord, and to love. I wonder if my parents could have loved me better if I had been less like myself and more like them. I wonder if I could have loved them more if I had not so dearly loved my Lord. I wonder if that hurt them. I wonder why our holy parents made us as we are. Do we have any freedom in the face of our gods? Did they make us to love them? And if we do so love our gods, why do we not simply kill our bodies to be closer to them? Can we ever be close enough to what we love in them to satisfy our longing? Can we ever get far enough from what we loathe in them to satisfy our disgust? My Lord will break my heart so long as I love him, and I will always love him. But I am selfish. I do not want to die heartbroken. Whether they are exposed on the cliffside or drowned in the bath, many of us have not known such kindness. I hope that when you find your patron, it is the same for you. It is difficult to be a child when you are expected to represent a god. Even many kith untouched by gods are not so lucky. Yes, as it was with me. What an enormously cruel burden to heap upon a child. This world is cruel to us. And tragic how that cruelty often begins at home. I did not expect you to be so thorough in your explorations. Nevertheless, I am impressed. As to whether I killed them, well, that is a matter of semantics. Does death occur the moment the heart ceases beating, or when the soul is broken upon the wheel? In one sense, then they are quite dead. In another, they remain very much alive. In either case, they have entered a state of change, and the impetus was mine. If one were to take your narrow-minded view, and the expedition had encountered the wheel, then yes, they would be dead. If one were to take your expansive view, and the expedition had encountered the wheel, then yes, they would be alive. But their souls are not bound for the wheel. You see, I have given them the opportunity to be part of something larger than themselves. I am the only one left who can hold my Lord God to account. Their essence is held safe within my devices, and with your help, I shall give them a new commission to prosecute the redemption of a god. If it must come to this, so be it. Yes! You and you alone see my purpose clearly. With your help, I shall give them a new commission by making them jailers. What is the source of all suffering? Our division from God, not our division from them, no, but their division from us. It is a wound the size of the soul, yet it gapes as large as the world. If we are to alleviate suffering, if the gods, if Aethys is to atone, we must give him a mortal consciousness. We must give him a mortal conscience, or the atrocities of the dead fire and the saints' war will be but preludes to the horrors he will sow across Aora. Aethys must be stopped. Even the Redeemer needs redemption. Even the gods must be held to account. The relic you have retrieved was stolen from Aethys's body. Retrieve the splinter of Aethys from the depths of this temple as I have asked you. Then you will know everything. We have all the time in the world. They are not a new occurrence, I'm afraid. Yes, the earthquakes, and the roots that seem to always accompany them. This land has always had an unstable quality to it. But it has worsened in recent years, grown violent. Is it my work the land abhors? Is it the arrival of your Emperor's soldiers? Or are these tremors merely the convulsions of this island's lone volcano? You will need the scientific minds of Emerald Stair to tell you, for I certainly cannot say. He is bound to it, or it to him. And before the events at Ukaizo, he would speak to me through it. Do you carry the relic I asked you to collect? Excellent. Do you imagine I do not feel the presence of my God near us? Do you imagine I would not feel the presence of my God near us? He speaks to me no longer, but I believe he resonates with the splinter yet, as I do. If I am correct, when it is placed in the statue, the magnifying power of the Ardra will draw him into it, and he will be trapped, locked into the reliquary with a chorus of furious souls acting as his conscience. He will finally begin the work of making right all the wrong he has done. All that is left is for you to place the splinter into the statue's chest. Will you do it? Thank you. Then I shall simply take the splinter from your corpse. The gods may be too powerful, yes, but Aethys is weak, if he persists at all. He expended tremendous soul energy manifesting in the body of Moros Nua, and marching it across the dead fire. By the time he reached Ukaizo, he was spent, and used the very last of his power to destroy the wheel. The god that is left is but a wisp of purpose, floating through the beyond. It is that wisp I will capture. I cannot say, but when I return to the wheel, I pray I do not see Aethys there, for it will mean that I have failed. You see, my brother, you must understand. You see, my sister, you must understand. You see, my cousin, You must understand. I am willing to endure a life of greatest loneliness, so that he may repent. Once you have placed the splinter into the statue, power my devices just over there. Together, we will observe the results. My apologies. I did not hear you come in. I see you've been down into the deep ruins. Tell me, it gladdens my heart to see you again. Of course, I overstepped. Forgive me the intrusion. There we are. Now, to fill the statue with essence. Any moment now. No! It's not working! Do me the honor of pulling the lever, just there. Yes! There it goes! It must be the chime. Without its ringing, he cannot hear the statue's call. This is a heavy burden you carry, to be beloved of both a god and a god among men. I would sooner give my soul over to Rimagant and let it be trammeled beneath his hooves for all eternity. You cannot ask me that. That can't be true. I wish to remove your soul from your body, and through the power of animancy, place it in my statue. No. I have much to consider. There are many theories, which the holy and learned of Aora have only just begun to argue. But you did not ask me for theories. Frankly, I do not know for certain. However, I believe the gods are preparing for war. A war of all against all. A struggle between destiny and design. Whose machinations turn the wheel? Who yokes the soul of the world? Who acts? And whom is acted upon? That is the ultimate power, brother. The only power there is. That is the ultimate power, sister. The only power there is. That is the ultimate power, cousin. The only power there is to decide the fate of another, and to make it so. For so long as we have lived, it is the gods who have decided for us. But change is possible, if we are brave enough to want it. And Kith have lately grown very brave indeed. Whatever the cause, the disturbances are getting worse. I fear this whole place could collapse at any moment. You understand me. You won't feel a thing. You are right. I am what is missing from my work, but I couldn't see it. What do you believe we are to our gods? Let us hope it is so. Goodbye, my friend. I fear you may be right. I pray you have the chance. May the coming glory change your heart, where it will bask for all eternity in the obliterating light of my Lord. You understand this will be fatal to your mortal frame. You will die forever. They don't understand the bond between the gods and their children. They don't understand the glory that awaits you. If you are the person I believe you to be, go. Stand upon the dais and prepare to meet my God. Though your friend is a child of the gods, he is not one of God's children, if you understand my meaning. Thus, he does not have a chime to give. If you knew all that I have done, how arduously I have labored. No, you have beheld my statue. You have carried the splinter of Aethys. You witnessed my power and the power of my Lord. Why do you lie to me? My brother, please. My sister, please. My cousin, please. Nothing I have read in my studies has said anything of the sort. Everything. Everything he asked of me, I did it all. And then he stopped asking. But then, why did he leave? Why did he leave without me? What did I do wrong? Why does he not love me? What do I do now? Oh my God. Excuse me. I must pray. Aethys cherishes Kith. He loves us. He wouldn't break the wheel and Dumas just to satisfy himself? Why do you make me doubt? He wants mortal kith to hold him to account. He needs it. What an impertinent question. Indeed, my soul has dwelled in this form for centuries. Beyond even the lifespan of the longest-lived elf, my lord Aethys inspired my birth in the same year the kingdom of Adir was founded. You might say my birth heralded the empire you now serve. About 630, yes, give or take a decade. One does lose count. Many, yes. Some that inspired awe, others dread. For a time, I proselytized among the colonists who first settled ere Glanfath. I held the door of my parish church against an onslaught of Glanfathan raiders, and I watched them fall prostrate before my light. I tended the wounded in the Broken Stone War, the War of Black Trees, the War of Defiance, and in many wars that were never given the dignity of a name, and since have been forgotten. I can hardly recall them any more. That is a question for my lord. I have asked him many times, but even when he spoke to me, he would not say. Is that what they're calling him now? God help me. Be my guest. He only wanted to be heard. Ah, it's you. I heard the man that was Widewin speak when he was but a farmer. He had a presence even then. Furious, incandescent. It was astonishing, his power. I wonder, had my lord already made a home in his body by then? Did my lord share with Widewin his plans to wage a pointless, bloody war while wearing the poor man's face? What a grave injustice. To have your body stolen and be made into a saint. I do. The Deerwood has been a troubled place since the very moment of its inception. Conflicts erupted as regularly as spring flowers, to bloom and die as swiftly. So, there is always some dark corner in need of light, if you'll indulge me in the metaphor. Truthfully, I had been jailed for proselytizing in Colklin, and it was to the colonies I was exiled. So it was the Deerwood or death. I had nowhere else to go. Tragic Widewin. Pitiable Widewin. I grieve for what became of him. I suspect it is his essence that has kept me alive, and now that he has abandoned this world, well, I soon expect to die. Not anymore. But when I spoke to him, he never did reply. In prayer, in dreams, as I ate and loved and labored, his voice was a constant murmuring in my ear. So do not mistake his talking for a conversation. Because you are my brother, because you are my sister, because you are my cousin, and I want someone to know. Although, perhaps you might assist me with something. Oh, and please refrain from touching my statue or devices. Of course, explore to your heart's content, but please refrain from touching my statue or devices. I have prayed over what you said, that I should counsel the people of the living lands through this season of uncertainty, that I should travel to the Deadfire and help put right all that Aethys destroyed, that I should find the last of the gods' children, if any such remain, that I must decide for myself what is next. There may be no purpose left for me in this world, but in my waning days I shall seek one nonetheless. I will do it, and I will pursue it with the fullness of my attention through the last of my days. Before I leave this place, I was hoping you might tell me what became of my statue. I suppose it's not impossible, but I am sorry. Yours is an unusual case. The gods typically make themselves known to us in our earliest days. Before we have left the comfort of the womb, they are present in our hearts and mind before we even have a notion of I at all. Tell me, this voice in your head, Do you want it to be your god? Other than a symptom of madness, you mean? You do not seem especially troubled. No more than any kith subject to life's uncertainties. I am afraid that not even your god may tell you that. Answering that question is the soul's true purpose. It is the work of your life, and I suspect neither you nor I will ever know for certain. We can only remain open to curiosity and willing to be surprised. It may be a particularly powerful soul attempting to control you, or the echoes of a past life. As to what the voice is, if it is unlikely to be a god, I cannot say. Perhaps it is the sending of an archmage, or some ancient construct of Engwithin make. Whatever this voice is, I suspect only an expert in souls can say. But as you like. Or it may just be the beginnings of the dream scourge. I have to believe that is for the best. Thank you for releasing me from this burden. I hope we will meet again, my friend. If not in this life, then the next. Perhaps on my next turn about the wheel, when I am new and free. I hope you know what you are doing. You're right. For the first time in decades, I feel light. I leave you with my blade. I do not need it any longer. I fear you have a long and difficult journey ahead, Envoy of Adir. My god Aethys, are you there? I rather think it matters very much. Speak with me a moment. I'm afraid that won't work until you've returned the splinter. While I appreciate your eagerness, you must first place the splinter in my statue. Precisely. Find me when you have the relic. It will take me some time to gather my belongings. I will miss this place. Leave me in peace. Oh, no. I had something far grander in mind. I do not wish to pursue violence, but I will if I must. This is the work of my life. Now, the relic, if you please. I see. Why? Now, do me the honor of pulling this lever here. Climb up the scaffolding there and place the relic in the statue. Leave those be. They protect my devices. Careful, please. Stop! Those devices are fragile. I must pray. A new day dawns, my friend. Let us meet it with haste. His light touches every corner of the world. Nothing is hidden from his sight. Stand beneath my machinery, if you please. Aethys, light of spring, sun of the world, thou givest me life and purpose. First tell me, do you carry the splinter of Aethys? If thine heart be black, if thine intention be impure, thy life is forfeit. Day comes soon. Prepare for the dawn. You have visited the temple depths. There you are. The godless were remarkable architects. I should respond to my visionary young friend from Fio. This scaffolding is rather precarious, isn't it? Niall's delivery is late. All I have are green potatoes. Perhaps I will write a sixth history. That should... but... No, that won't do it all. Would that I could know your mind, as you have known mine. Did you know what would happen to Widewin at Evandua Bridge? How will you answer for your crimes? I am ready. Do it. For he hath seen, he can see, he will see. Nothing is hidden from his glory, nor shall it be from mine. Now, I shall give you yours. Nothing is hidden from our reach. I worried for you when the earth shook. What did you find? A new dawn? No, too obvious. The age of redemption. Yes, much better. No, that would not be appropriate. He does not want me. He has made that clear. I search my heart and I cannot disagree. I am afraid. I have been a coward. It must be me. What if I meet him and he refuses me? Why doesn't it ever work? Finally! After all these years. No. This statue, its purpose, it has been the sole focus of my every waking moment from the instant Aethys left the world. The elaborate construction you see around us was not my original intent. It came with time, all the result of many tests, and many failures. It seemed I was always a hair's breadth from success. Iron, blood, oil, ardra, essence. Now the relic. The very body of a god. You see, there is always another parameter to adjust. But I believe success is near at hand. And you, rare and perfect you, I could not stop. How could the world forgive me if I stopped? You will be my last. Precisely. My God does not need to communicate with me in signs. If he wants me to stop, let him say it in my ear, and my lord will return to face justice. I will stand beneath my machinery, under which I have asked many others to stand before. Then you will press the button at my workstation, and my soul will be evacuated from my body. I do not expect I will feel any pain, but I accept that I might. My soul will be swept into the rushing torrent of the wires and fall into the deep, dark pool of the ardra at the heart of my statue. I will toll so loudly in the depths there that my ringing will echo into the beyond, and my God will hear me, and he will know me, and trusting, curious, vulnerable, he will come. I will trap him there, and I will force him to dwell in the statue until all he wronged has been made right. Our work may never be done. We are long past doubting now. Oh, my perfect friend, walk always in the light. Something is wrong. An unnecessary end. Lavaru beyond seek. Breathu ligna. Athek worth and roth. Croacten.